How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Big Day Dave, and this is another live stream post episode 2. This is the third live stream post episode 2. How is everybody doing today? Hope everybody's Thanksgiving is going fantastic so far. Let's see, just getting a few things situated here before we get going with the stream. Let's see, minimize that. That up. Perfect. Now we're talking. Now we're cooking with gas. Just gonna wait a few minutes to see who all joins me here tonight. Let's see. Audio capture, perfect. Video capture, good. And let's see. We've got stream health, excellent. We are talking. Now, if you're out there in the chat, go ahead and give yourself a shout out. Let me know that you're out there. Unfortunately, YouTube does not let me know with an active roll call or anything like that. So, if you want me to know you're there, go ahead and say hi. Let's see. So this is the second stream of the day. A couple of impromptu streams. Had one earlier today about 1 o'clock Eastern Standard. And then again now. Just had a couple of times where it just worked out where I was able to hop on. So let's see, move the mic, got the, let's see, make sure that says live chat and not top chat, so I want to be able to see everybody out there. Let's see. And like I said, we're going to wait a couple more minutes to see if anybody else joins us. And as I mentioned before, give yourself a shout out. Let me know that you're out there. Minimize that. Okay, now I think everything's all set. Got all the alerts going. Perfect. Hope everybody had a fantastic day today. You know, happy Turkey Day, happy Thanksgiving. And for those around the world who don't celebrate, just hope you had a great day so far. It has been a fantastic day today. I ate myself silly. Ugh, it was one of those where I always tell myself I'm not going to wait the whole day before, like wait until the actual main meal. I'm going to actually eat something beforehand, but you're just so busy that you don't get a chance to actually eat before. And that's what happened to me today. I just sat there and told myself, hey, you got to get a snack. Go get a snack. But then I'd get busy working on something else. I'd go and, you know, baste the bird, and then I would have to go and make the green beans, and then I'd have to go and do this, and then do this. And it's just, you know, picking up the dishes as I go along to make sure that the whole kitchen isn't a complete wreck and nightmare. Ooh, it was, yeah. By the time that dinner rolled around, I ate myself silly and needed a wheelbarrow to get from the kitchen to the, get to the dining room table to the living room couch. Ooh, it was bad. It was bad. Shouldn't have done it, but I did, and regrets were made. Regrets are made. Let's see. So we've got... So if anybody's out there from the earlier stream today, we were working on a couple of contracts. Actually, speaking of which, I should go and unload this real quick. But we'll go ahead and get started with the stream here. As I said before, go ahead and give yourself a shout out. Let me know that you're out there. YouTube does not give me a roll call or anything like that. So if you're out in the chat and you want to be recognized, go ahead and, you know, say hi, say something. Let's see. Unload this really quick. And, ooh, where is this going, by the way? Now that I'm kind of thinking of it. Harvesting, going to the... Oh, the oil mill. Where is the oil mill? Oh, that's right. It is up north, isn't it? Alright, maybe I can get the worker to take it up there. Yeah, I'm going to have to unload after this, aren't I? Yep, just shy of 100% trailer. That's alright, though. So let's take this over. Let's get this onto at least the lane, and then hopefully, let's see, hopefully the AI worker will actually figure out how to get there. Let's go to, let's see. Let's go load and deliver. No, not load and deliver. Deliver. Let's see. Oop. Oil mill. Yes, looping, and we want it to come back to this location that way. Okay. Will the AI worker do it? Oh, there's movement. There's life. But he's driving in the field for some reason. I mean... oh, wait, what? What's going on? You know what? I tell you what. You do you. You have fun with that. I'm gonna go back to this. I'm gonna go back to making bales. Let's just nod and smile as the worker kind of goes and does their own thing. If I don't see it happening, is it actually happening? It's the whole if a tree falls down in the wood proverb. If a tree falls down in the woods and nobody's around to see it, does it make a sound? Let's see. Ooh, let's... There we go. Alright, so we are just gonna... Oh, hey, there's a little speck right there. Yeah, 2 liters is 2 liters. I tell you what, it was so cool earlier in the stream today. We actually had on Cavalier Roy, the map maker of this specific map, and this is now the second time where I've actually gotten onto streams where the map maker has, or not the map maker, this is actually the first time the map maker has actually hopped on and, you know, during a stream, but this was the second time where I've actually gotten to interact with a map maker live on stream. And he was so kind enough to answer several questions, including some change logs that are going to be happening. I guess there's going to be an update coming out for this map, Maypole Farm. There's going to be a pretty lengthy update. So if anybody's familiar with the Glen Lathan map that Cavalier Roy released and had an update with here recently, that map... and all its updates are pretty much having the same updates put onto this map. Now, the only update that I'm kind of like humming and hawing about is the changing of the silos from multi-fruit to standard. I mean, they're not standard crops, they're semi-standard. So they're not just the grain crops, they're actually several different in addition. I think it had a couple of root crops in there as well. But again, I just want to give a huge shout out to Cavalier Roy. Thank you, Roy, so much again for coming onto the stream earlier and for entertaining several questions that we went through. He ended up answering the length of time that it took to actually create this map. Now, I was blown away. So when we had originally talked to Silver Eagle, and again, thank you again, Silver Eagle, for the kind of impromptu interview that you participated in. I greatly appreciate it. But I had asked Silver Eagle how long it took him to finish his map and get it published, and it took him over a year from the time that he started to the time he finalized all the updates before it was, you know, everything's said and done kind of thing. It's in its final state, and that's just dedication right there. And I thought that was impressive, just the length of time it took for Silver Eagle to get out and finish the map, start to finish kind of thing. But then I heard Cavalier Roy and his story, and he said that from the time he started developing Maypole Farm was actually under the 2017, the FS17 version of the game. And it wasn't until 2022 when he finally published the version that we have here today. And that just blew my mind. Like I actually had like a slight short circuit moment there, trying to wrap my brain around the fact that it took that long. It took, what is that? You figure 17 came out, I think, in like 2016, I think, give or take. So you're talking over 6 years, start to finish, from the time that you started to the time that you finish. That is absolutely crazy, and it just gives me a whole new level of respect for the map makers, and every single one of them, regardless of how I feel about the individual map that's being discussed. Every single map maker out there is, putting forth a labor of love, and something that Cavalier Roy said during the time that he was on earlier today. He had mentioned how he made a map that was something that he himself would want to play, and it made so much sense that, not only is it going to be a game that or a map that he would want to play, but it's going to impart a lot of the kind of personality and traits that, is going to appeal to him. So it kind of gives you this kind of insider track, this like inside, mindset that the map maker has when they develop and create these maps. And it was just one of those kind of aha kind of moments that I had, just realizing it's like, wow, that's really cool, because it's, I mean, there's, as far as I'm aware, there's no compensation for somebody coming out and making a map and publishing it and all that stuff, putting it through Giants. They're doing it as for two things. One, a labor of love, something that they want to be able to publish out there, and to, allow the greater community, like myself and everybody else out there, to just come out and have fun with it. And that's amazing to me, to think that you're going to put that much time and that much dedication. And it was actually something that was also really interesting, is that Cavalier Roy was actually thinking about not even publishing this at all. If I read the message right, it was a friend of his who said, hey, you really ought to, go through with finishing this kind of thing. And, thankfully, whoever your friend is, Roy, thank them for us, because, so glad that they, motivated you to push through and to finish this, because holy smokes, this is such a good map, and it would be such a shame to be without it. So, it could have been something as simple as, I just don't feel like it anymore, kind of thing. I'm just either lost of motivation or lost whatever. And 6+ years is going to do that. You're going to, find more important things to do, and especially when it's something you're not being paid to do. If you're not getting compensated for this, and this is just a labor of love, it's something that is easily kind of dismissed, especially when real life kicks in. When you've got something that is, actually a part of, like the everyday nuts and bolts of life, it's easy for these kind of labors of love to kind of fall by the wayside, because you got more important things you got to focus on. Life kicks in, and you got to deal with it. So, like I said, it's fantastic that Roy came in. It was fantastic that he was able to kind of, give us the inside track as to, what's going on here. Hopefully it's, either tomorrow, I think is what he was saying, either tomorrow or next week, when we get the update for this map here for Maypole Farm. So I'm really excited for that one, and it's a massive change log. There's new products, there's new, new products, new productions, the whole 9 yards. Basically, if you paid attention to Glen Lathan and the update that happened most recently with that map, then you'll be 99% familiar with what's going to happen with this map. And like I said, I'm really, really excited. But one thing that's on that is the types of crops that are going to be accepted into all the silos, base game silos. So if you have a crop, very, 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 very word of warning. This is a game, I'm sorry, this is a save game. You will not be required to have a new save file with this update, which is awesome. That's fantastic. But it comes with a catch. If you have product that is a part of multi-fruit, something that isn't accepted into normal silos, you might lose it if you update it. So pay very special attention. Do not just update it before you read the changelog. Make sure you read it, make sure you understand it before you update, because if you've got, like, I've got almost 22,000 years of parsnips from the new premium edition DLC. I don't think that's one of the products that's going to be accepted in the new update to the silos. So if I were to just leave that in the silo and then update the file without paying any attention, then boop, all of those parsnips gone. All that root crop is just no longer there. I have nothing to go off of anymore, and that's it. Too bad, so sad kind of thing. So one of those, make sure you pay attention to what you're doing. Make sure that you pay attention to the change logs and what they're telling you, because it's one of those where it might say save game compatible, but if you're not paying attention to what those logs are doing, what is being changed, then you might be kind of shooting yourself in the foot kind of thing. And I know, me personally, I've done it several times where I've updated a map or I've done something to, change around something, and then all of a sudden something happens to where all of a sudden I either lose out a bunch of product or I lose out on something because I didn't read the change logs thoroughly. I didn't bother. I just, oh hey, it's updated. Oh hey, it's new save game, or it's not a new save game required kind of thing. So I just up and change it over and I'm good to go kind of thing. Or at least I think I'm good to go until the nightmare sets in and I realize, oh no, that changed everything. Now I have none of my product. The possibilities are endless as to what could change and be left out of. So yeah, it's one of those that just make sure that you're doing your due diligence before you update anything. If you're using it currently, understand that you might be breaking something down the line. Let's see, we're gonna hook up to the bale grab here, the bale trailer. So as I mentioned before, if you're out there in the chat, go ahead and give yourself a shout out, because I have no idea whether or not anybody is out there or not. And it's not until you actually say something in the chat that lets me know that you are here with me. It's unfortunately YouTube does not give you any sort of tool or mechanism to say, oh hey, this person's out there in the chat. I can see numbers and I can see people are coming in and out kind of thing, but I can't see who they are, so I can't just address anybody until I see a chat. So I'm not paying attention where I'm going. Here, let's see, do that. Just checking something really fast. Okay, minimize. Perfect. Okay. So yeah, right now we're just doing a bunch of contract work, as we tend to do on these streams. Anybody who's not familiar with the channel, what these streams are is, one, just a kind of hangout session. Anybody wants to come in is more than welcome to come in and hang out and have some fun. But secondly, this is kind of a proof of work. And what I always hold out as an example is that there's times where other streamers, like a Mr. Sealy P or others, will have claims put against them saying that they have imported money into the map because all of a sudden people see an influx of money and they have no idea that there was a bunch of work that took place to get said money. You know what? I should take a look at where I'm afraid to find where. Oh my goodness. I was afraid of that. Oh, yeah, yeah, that's. Let's see, where. And he only made it just down the street. What is going on here? Oh, that's, I was afraid of that. Let's see if I can actually make my way out. If I can slither out of these hedges and deliver this. Ugh. I knew I shouldn't have. I should not have just set the worker off, because all these little hedges and stuff, the workers act kind of, I don't want to say strangely, but it's just, they don't stick to the road network that well. And I mean, anybody familiar with the AI on this game is very familiar with how, we'll say, unpredictable the AI can be. That's probably the nicest way that I can put it. But and it's not to any map maker's fault. It's just sometimes there's just things that the AI does that is well outside of the boundaries and the control of the actual map maker themselves. So it is what it is. It's not a huge deal. Just thankfully I was able to rescue them, because there has been times where the person just rams into those poles and then beaches themselves, and it would be an absolute nightmare, especially right now with all this product. I'm pretty sure this would fail the contract. I think I have enough product on this. Uh-oh. Am I able to get back here? Please tell me this gets out to the main road. Oh yeah, it dumps me right out by the oil mill. Oh, perfect. That worked out nice. That worked out really nice, actually. I'm happy with that. See, so for anybody out there who doesn't understand why I was excited about that, I'm only 2 episodes in. This is my 3rd live stream for this post episode 2, so I'm basically about, we'll say, what, 5-ish episodes deep into the Let's Play, and I still don't know all the roads. The road network on this map is very very challenging. And the reason I say that is because you really don't know what's a road versus what's a hedge, kind of outlining the road. It's not very well laid out, kind of thing. So you're pretty much just kind of guessing as to where you can and can't go. And some roads lead you to like only a field. Some roads will lead you other places. It's very challenging. Like this this map, you can get lost very, very quickly and very easily. So for an example, the field I'm heading out to now, field 82, that field there only has 1 road in, 1 road out. There's no other way to get to this field. Let's see, I'll go this way, and I think I have to go way down here, and then the first left, I can follow the road out to the left, I think. Yes, right here. So follow this out here. And then I think if I keep going out here, I follow this around to the left. Yes, straight shot down. So you can see if you're following the roads. Now, yes, you can cut through all the bushes and cut through fields and all that stuff. But if you're wanting to play the game and play it, quote unquote right, I mean, and that's the great thing about this game is there's no right way to play it. It's however you want to play it. But if you're like me and you're doing a semi-realistic, you want to stick to the road networks and all that stuff, or in this case the lanes and stuff that are already predefined, then you have the ability to just have one road in, one road out. And like I said, there's literally just that road I came in on. It's just there. Everything else, it's completely surrounded. There's no other entry point in or out. Now that's interesting. There's a big forest up here. That'd be cool, because you could buy this field out and then make this actually a really giant field. Look at that. If you bought all this, is that all one purchase? Let's see. Oh, that is too. 425,000. So you could really take all these fields. Really, you could combine these into one massive field. You could even buy this little forestry here for $4,000. Whew. That'd be cool to get all the forestry, all the trees off of this corner here, then buy all these kind of corner plots here and make one massive L-shaped field. That would be cool. Turn that off, and now we can get back to work with picking up the bales. Where we got to take these bales to? Is it to bale market? Okay. Yeah, so we've been there several times. We're familiar where the bale market is. And it's starting to get dark. There we go. This is working out rather nicely. Oh yeah, this is not too shabby. Working out real good. So now that I've kind of have a plan as to how I want to proceed with the farm, using the kind of bale storage that I have on hand, and whatnot, I want to start keeping all the bales that I possibly can in order to, build up my reserves for all my animals. And anybody who's familiar with this map very well knows that the capacities and everything for all the animals, the inputs for their feed is 100 times more than what is a normal barn or pasture. They're absolutely massive. So all the product that you can get your hands on just makes it that much easier to be able to sustain them throughout the year. So it's one of those that now that we have a little bit of cash on hand, 155,000 compared to where we started at like $6,000, I think is where we started. We've got some wiggle room now, But we also have the dilemma of trying to figure out what it is to do at this point, because what we have going on here is a situation where we need the money, but we also need to get animals. So, but in order to get the animals, you have to have the feed. In order to get the feed, you have to have the contracts. In order to have the contracts, you have to do the work. It's just, round and round and round to be able to do this stuff. But we're at a point right now where we don't have any of the necessary equipment to be able to move any of our loose product. We have tons of silage, like 150,000 liters of silage in the clamp. We don't have any way to pick it up. We don't have a trailer to put it into, to move it around. We don't have a front loader or a telehandler or a wheel loader to have a bucket. Whoa, 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 whoa. Easy, easy, easy. Big boy. Holy smokes. What are you doing to me? There we go. So yeah, it just, we got so much that we have to buy. So we're really running a really kind of fine line, and every decision we make is going to be that kind of double-edged sword situation, because we need money. We need as much money as we can get our hands on, because we need to buy equipment. But we need to move forward getting the animals so we can make more money and start getting more product. So it's just, how do we proceed, kind of thing. All right, so what I want to do, let's pull out here real quick. There we go. Now I think what I can do is I can just push the bales into the spot here, but after they unload, I'll have several that'll kind of remain out, and my hope is I'll be able to come back by and pick those up. There we go. Now, hopefully, we can kind of dipsy doodle around. Let's wait until that arm loads up. There. Now I should be able to start loading these bales like so. And now everything I have here is mine, plus whatever remains at the field. But the cool thing is that now that these bales are loaded onto the trailer, I don't have to worry about them selling and going anywhere. I can just, be good to go at that point. There we go. All right, perfect. Now, transport position. And now head to the farm real quick. I'll drop these off, these 9 bales. Yeah, see what I really desperately need. I need, let me think. I need at least 3 bits of equipment. First, I need some kind of equipment that will pick up material from the ground. Because I've got 150,000 liters of silage that needs to be picked up because it's done fermenting. I need to make room for it. So that makes me think, okay, well, a bucket would be a good option. But I also am leaning towards getting the forage pickup, so I could potentially pick up straw. Now, I could dump some of this in here. You know what, I'm gonna, but I also need a piece of equipment that's going to move these bales around. So I'm really kind of humming and hawing about what to do from here, because I just don't know. I just don't know what's going to be a better option at this point. But you can see just how much product I have here. You know, pretty good amount so far. You know, so we've got 34 total bales, 14 round bales at 3,500 liters. We've got one round bale at 630 liters, so we got some kind of partial for some reason. A round bale for, and those are all silage. We've got 9 hay bales at 4,500 liters. Those is what we just loaded in, and we've got 10 9,000 liter round hay bales. So I mean, we've got a good amount of product just kind of squirreled away in there right now, but we've got to have a way to be able to move it around. So that's what kind of makes me think, you know, either a telehandler or front end loader, something to be able to pick it up off the ground, and something to be able to, is this gonna load? There it goes. And something to be able to move the bales around. So I just don't know what would be the best solution. Now, ooh, you know, that's a test that I could do, because I thought the what was it, the hay, I'm sorry, the forage pickup, doesn't that take baled product and churn it into loose? I could be mistaken. That might have been an old update that got overwritten, but I can't remember. I'll have to test that. I'll have to see. Oops, I just smacked the mic. Sorry about that. I'll have to think about that, because if that is the case, then maybe just a forage pickup would work, and a trailer. Then I could just, you know, pop out those bales, have them spawn, and then be, you know, make them then loose, and then delivering them to their destinations. That might be a good option. Yeah, I'll have to think about it. I'll have to think about the different options that we have available. I do. Oh, I like that. I'm in Ireland. I'm not in America. I need to be driving on the left side, not the right side. That is honestly the hardest part about doing a European style map like this, is remembering to be on the left side of the road. Come on, little Fent. You got the power. You can do it. You can do it. I should be coming up on the road here to the left. Yep, there it is. There's the road right there. Perfect. And that's something else I really like about this map, is it's really challenging to just get around places. You've got all these really tight lanes and driveways that, you know, if you've got a big honking trailer like I got here, you know, you need to be mindful as to how you approach each of these turns, how to be able to, you know, maneuver. Like, I have to swing out way to the right and then cut really hard to be able to clear the corner of that barn. If I was too far to the left, I would clip the barn. You know, same thing here. I need to go out wide and then come in really hard. And it's just, you got to pay attention to that kind of stuff. And when you're on like an American map, or you're on a, you know, more wide open kind of map, you don't have to necessarily take that into account. So it's really, really cool that it just offers that one extra layer of toughness that you don't necessarily always have to think about when playing other kinds of maps. Let's see. Cole, hey, how's it going? How was the rest of your Thanksgiving? Hope you had a fantastic day. I know I ate myself silly, as I always tell myself I'm not going to do. I'm gonna be a good boy. I'm gonna, snack throughout the day, and nope, I end up being too busy, and and then I don't eat anything before the big meal, and then I eat too much. End up having to get the wheelbarrow from out in the yard and roll it through the house and make my wife all upset because she's barreling me through the house. It's not pretty. I'm just joking. I tell you what, though, I after eating kind of lunch slash dinner, dinner, I ended up just crashing hard. I ended up uh, falling asleep right on the couch. I had the rest of the family was still here, and I just passed right out. Just my body just shut down. It's like, nope, you're checking out for a little while. And that's exactly what happened. My wife came and woke me up about 20, 30 minutes later, and it's like, hey, we need you to, go do X, Y, and Z. I'm like, okay. So I went and did that, and and then everybody ended up leaving, and we ended up just kind of hanging out for the rest of the day with, my wife and daughter. And finally things kind of settled down, into the evening, and I passed back out again. I have not taken a nap like during the day in years. It is exceedingly rare that I take a nap, but today I took two. So I was pretty happy. But now I'm really worried because I'm all full of full of energy at the moment, and it's 10 o'clock here, and it worries me because I'm likely not going to be able to go to sleep at my normal time tonight. So we'll see how it goes. Let's see. Let's get this back to the farm. We'll load it in there. So you figure we got 20 bales just from that one contract. That's really good. 20 bales. That's you figure these are what, like 30? Are they 3,500 liters apiece? If they're 3,500 liters, that means that's 35,000. So it's 70,000 liters of hay from one contract. That's pretty good. That's actually really good. I really like the street lights that line the road. And I'm really curious to see how the farm looks at night. Let's see. Head back down here. We'll unload the trailer, and then I'll catch up with what the chat's saying so far. Let's see. Back this up here. Okay. I think I also had way too much. It seems like that's always the case. Like I said, I always really try to like snack throughout the day, or at least, eat normal throughout the day, and then I can have just a normal, esque dinner. And no, I end up going the whole day not eating anything. Oh, 4,500 liters. So you're talking that's 4,500 for 10. That's 90,000 for 2 or for 20. So yeah, that's 90,000 liters of hay that we now have access to. And now, boop. Perfect. And now let's unload. Oh, wait. What happened there? Okay. That's weird. But anyways, so yeah, it's just one of those that I try every single year. I always tell myself, you're not gonna eat too much. You're gonna rein yourself in. You're gonna be a good boy. And nope. Every time. Nope. Let's see. Oof. I'm gonna really get close to this edge here. Oh, I'm stuck. I'm stuck. I'm pinned him against the wall. Come on. And it's gonna cut me off in a minute. Yep, that's what it did too. There we go. Perfect. So we've got an additional 20,000 liters here. So let me see if I can remember how to get back to the oil mill. And then I have to decide, do I want to hang on to the canola or not? Decisions. Now, canola is one of the products that Cavalier Roy was mentioning that is going to be accepted in the silo, so we're not going to have to worry about... Oh, you know what? That actually might be a good idea. Ooh, I think I just had a good idea. I'm going to hang on to whatever product I have that's left over from this, and then load it into... Ooh, hiccups. Load it into the silo. After I load it into the silo, I can take the parsnips that won't be accepted in the silo because it's no longer considered a multi-fruit, and then load it into a separate area. I'll just dump it onto the ground for right now because that's basically what I have to do, because I don't have a trailer right yet. So because I don't have that trailer, I can utilize this one to get me where I need to be, and it kind of in that preparation of the update coming out. So let's see. I don't know why I just seem to get a whole lot brighter coming from into this direction. It might just be me, but it just feels like it's a lot brighter heading in this direction. It is starting to get late. You know, 18, that's 6:18. So we are getting failing light. Okay. Finger over the trigger, wait for it to start cashing me out. There we go. Oh, 4,500 liters? Oh yeah, I'm okay. Yep, that's an amount of product that I'd want to hang on to either way. I wouldn't want to just sell that off. So typically what I do is if I have, let's say, I don't know, less than 1,000 liters, I tend to just sell it off with the rest of the contract and take the cash out, kind of thing. But when I have anything more than 1,000 liters, I tend to want to hang on to it because I can either utilize it in other productions, or I can, do something with it. If I had pigs, I could use it towards pigs, but right now I don't have anything that I can actually utilize for the canola. So right now I'm just basically just going to be sitting on it for a little while. I tell you what, the more and more I'm playing on this map, the more I'm really just loving it and just really falling in love with it, because like I said, the narrow lanes, the uh, color palette, the hills and the terrain, the line of sight constantly being broken up between the terrain and the trees and whatnot, the bushes, all of that. All this, like, to me, adds up to a really solid looking map, and am really, really loving it. Like, I really loved the look and the aesthetics of Hills of Tuscany, and I'm still really gutted about not being able to finish that series. Because we were starting to get to the part where, you know, money was becoming more and more abundant, easier to come by, and we were going to be able to start really doing some things. But now we're starting out this series and we're back to the kind of struggle trying to figure out what to do to make money, um, and kind of going from that aspect. But when you reach a certain phase, and oh dear, 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 when you reach a certain phase, it eventually starts to get to the point where you have to do these really big, grand moves because you get all this money. So there's really kind of a uh, you slowly start to build, you slowly start to build, slow, 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 and then boom, everything just hits all at once. And you all of a sudden have this influx of capital coming in, and you've got to be able to make it go out as quickly as you have it coming in, kind of thing. All right, so this should work beautifully. I'm actually really glad I thought of this. So something like here. Okay. All right, so now we have 6,000 liters of canola and 22,000 liters of parsnips. So yeah, the silos here are going to change. They're no longer going to be multi-fruit. So all this product that we see here, the strawberries, the lime, the hay, all that stuff is no longer going to be accepted. All this stuff is gone. So I need to get these parsnips out of here, because when that update happens, if I have parsnips in the silo, boop, they're just gone. I have no longer have access to them, and I lose out on all that product that I worked really hard to get. So what I'm going to do is I'll just dump them out loose into this this covered space right over here. I mean, might as well. Not going to hurt anything to be over here. Okay. There. That doesn't look like 22,000 liters of parsnips. That looks like 2,000 liters. I don't know. Is it just me? It just doesn't seem like. One thing I want to double check, because I've had this happen before, where it kind of just bleeds through. Okay. Okay, yeah, it shows that it's here, but it's actually being blocked off by the wall, so it's not actually bleeding through, and I'm going to be able to come back with either a shovel or something to pick it up with. So that's not a big deal. So now, complete. Perfect. Awesome, awesome, awesome. 175,000. So that's going to allow me to really make some good moves. Now, I have this contract, and I keep humming and hawing about whether or not I'm going to work on it, because the equipment that they give us doesn't necessarily work for what you need to do. But I could. Where's 21? Where is 21? Let's answer that question first. 20. Oh, No! 21's right here by me. Well, if 21's right here by me, then why don't I just use my equipment? I've got everything I need. Except for the wrapper. That's the only thing I don't have. Which is why I put everything in the bunker. So why don't I do this? Why don't I can mow, I can windrow, I can borrow the equipment and just use the baler and the wrapper. That could work. And I think I can pick it up with my truck, with my car. Yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. So this way we can just get it done. It's right across the street. Now I just got to figure out how to get to that field, which I can do right now, I guess. I think. So if I come out this way, where's the entrance? Oh, back here. Oh. Well, shoot. That's so easy. Why didn't I think about doing that earlier? There we go. And we're gonna have to consider getting gas. I don't have any fuel in here. So to fill it up, 10,000 liters would be 13 grand. Here, let's do 5,000 liters. Almost 7 grand. Oh. There we go. Perfect. So now we've got a fuel source right here. So I think this actually doesn't look like that bad of a field. This might be a field that we eventually invest into. Being right here at the farm. I mean, literally just down the street. Just have to come down this driveway here. So this is the grape processing unit right here. And here's the field. Well, shoot, that's nothing. Drop that down. Turn that on. Oh yeah, look at that. That'll work out just fine. Again, we're going to hug the outer edge of the field here, so that way we can kind of get that grass that's just outside the field. There we go. And all this is just, you know, a little bit extra. Just every lap that you can do on the most outer edge, and you can kind of absorb that kind of outer boundary of the field, is just that much more that you can take into either your inventory or you can sell off, whatever the case may be. Yes, I'm very, very glad I thought of this. What's really funny about this game, and I think is a very underrated part of it, I think a lot of people are like, most people will sit there and say, oh, well, I love this game because you can, play how you want to play, or you can, you can do X or you can do Y. There's hundreds, if not thousands, of different reasons why people love to play this game. But one part of the game that I don't think too many people, kind of key into, or is at minimum kind of low key in the background, in the back of their mind, kind of thing, is the fact that you have to be, you have to solve all these various problems that you that you have to be just coming up with all sorts of different solutions to the problems. So like this one here, I could have borrowed the equipment and tried to deal with the equipment. I could have leased out, a mower. I could have done many different, different possible scenarios. But this one I think works out really well. One, because of the proximity of where I'm at with the field by the farm. I can just grab my mower and just do the work really fast with my equipment. But then I can go up to the farm using my tractor here, or using my car once I set the worker off, and have them kind of run the errands of picking up the equipment when I set the worker off. I think that's going to be kind of the go-to solution here. I think it's going to work out very nicely. Okay, so I think this is going to be enough of a boundary here. There we go. So now we should be able to, yeah, they're gonna keep working. So what is getting turned on? And that's weird. All right, well, like I said, I think I'll be able to pick up like the baler and the various other sets of equipment that are no wait. Oh no wait, I don't need the windrower from here because I got the windrower across the street. What I need is the baler and the wrapper. Those are the two bits of equipment that I absolutely must have. And then let's see. I always forget just how twitchy this car is. Doesn't help that I'm flying down the road at 75 miles an hour. It is starting to get dark. Very dark. Alright, well, moment of truth. Is this going to work or not? I think it should, because both of these are either pin hitches or... I think they're both pin hitches, actually. Oh yeah, look at that. Now, uh-oh. Is the truck going to be sturdy enough to get it there? That's now the new question. And it looks like it's handling it okay. Okay. We're getting there. I'm not getting any unintended steering. Nice. So this is working out perfectly. This is exactly what I wanted to see. Let's see. So let's go ahead and get this out to the field. We'll park this over by the oops. Now we're swaying. dear, oh dear. Let's get out of their way. That worked out rather nicely. I don't know what just happened. I don't know if I just hit like a little bump and it just was enough to kind of throw me off of my stride, or what just happened there. Let's see. So there's the field. Worker's doing a fantastic job. I'm happy about that. Okay, now let's hold this right here. Alright, now let's go get the wrapper. And then what we could do is lease out another bale trailer and just kind of go with that, because right now, whoa, yikes. See, hit another bump and got a little squirrely. Okay, so yeah, I think now, for those of you watching the stream, let me know, how is the lighting for the stream? Is it really, really dark and hard to see anything right now? Let me know, because I could potentially, after this contract, just skip into the next day. And you know, get some better lighting. I was going to keep on working until, you know, I was going to keep on working, but it's one of those that if nobody can see anything going on in the stream, then it really doesn't make sense to keep working. You know, even though I can see what I'm doing, nobody else can see, and it's not really that entertaining. So, like I said, let me know in the chat. Oops. Because like I said, I'll go ahead and skip to the next day after this contract runs out, and I'm done with it. So right now we are doing, whoa, yikes, more poles, more crashes, more, me, mine, no. Anybody in the chat can name that movie reference? That was one of my favorites growing up back in the day. I'll even give you a hint. It's a movie with Robin Williams in it. There we go. Let's see. Oh yeah, doing fantastic. But I will say that the line that I quoted was not Robin Williams. Yikes, what is happening to me? I'm getting all sorts of squirrely. Alright, so this trip we're gonna pick up a trailer and bring it back, because I just don't want to mess around with those bale forks. I just have a feeling that if I were to just sit there and mess with them, it would just be an absolute nightmare. And actually, it would be a nightmare because I don't have a single tractor with a front 3-point link, and the only thing that I have access with a front 3-point link doesn't have a rear 3-point link. So I'm only taking 2 bales at a time. So there we go. Let's go ahead and bale loaders. We want that's a small square bale. Let's see. James Stamper just subscribed. Thank you, James, for subscribing. I greatly appreciate it. Let's see. What do I want in the way of... Let's see. That's 28. That's 57 bales for this thing? Really? 57 bales for this. It says round bales and yeah, okay. Let's give it a try. Gear design? What gear design is changing? I don't know what's changing. Not a big deal. Whoa. So that shifts way far back. You know what? DLR green? What DLR? What is DLR? It doesn't make any sense. Alright, well, for... Oh. $3,000 just to stretch it out? No. Alright, well, let's see if this actually loads up to 57 bales. I don't think I'm gonna have 57 bales to load into it, but one of those might as well try. Let's see, let me just make sure that there's nothing silly in the settings. Nope, looks good. I tell you what, I'm actually really surprised at how dark it's getting on my screen. I've actually got my settings tweaked a bit on my television to where it's a little bit brighter than how it actually records. So I can only imagine that it's really dark right now. Like I said, if you're out in the if you're out in the chat and it's the image is coming through too dark, just let me know and I can, like I said, I can skip ahead to the next day. I'm just going to keep working if nobody has any objections to it. You know, a little bit of night work, but if there's nothing that's coming through on the screen, or because it's too dark and all that, then I'll skip ahead to the next day so it can. Oh no! Oh no! Oh dearie, dearie, dear. Okay. So now I'm so extremely curious if this is actually going to fit 57 bales. Like this is really driving me nuts. I want to know. Because if this actually holds 57 of the small bales, this will be my brand new favorite trailer. Let's see. So let's do this. Let's put this. Oof. Nope. Tuck this right in here, something like this. And alright. So yeah, one more pass. So that worked out really well because we were able to make 3 separate trips up to the store, crashed a couple of times, and have enough time to get back before the worker here was even done. So that's really slick. Let's see. Oops. I'm not paying attention. Perfect. Now, let's go put this back in its spot back there at the farm. We'll grab our windrower. We'll pull everything from the outer periphery in, and then we'll just start, heading back and forth until we get all the rows made. Then we can make bales, and then we can wrap. Yeah, we got a bit of night harvesting going on. I'm pretty excited about it. I tend not to do a lot of work in the dark, so this kind of being really the first time where I've had, just kind of run out of daylight. I'm really shocked at how dark the farm is. There's really no good lighting around. I mean, it's not a bad thing. It's just something that just kind of didn't occur to me until just now. And I actually learned something. So for a little while there, I had no idea why the barns had red lights built in. Had no idea why at all. And I guess the reasoning is that a lot of farm animals like sheep, pigs, cows, they can't see in the red spectrum of light. So farmers will install lights in the red spectrum like you see in the background there. And what happens is that to the animal, it looks pitch dark. They can't see anything. But you can see everything that is going on in here. So it's kind of a cool little fun fact I had no idea before, not too long ago. Okay, now, like I said, we're just gonna start making our way around. Here's the turn. Okay. Now this is where it's going to be a bit tricky. So because we don't have a tractor with, semi-decent lighting, it's going to be a little bit difficult to see, if we're far enough over that we're going to pick up everything and pull it into the main section of the field. Which so far it looks like we're doing good. We shouldn't miss out on a lot of product, but it will potentially be enough to cause headaches. But right now that's not an issue. Okay, yeah, there we go, perfect. So like I said, we're going to be doing, I'm thinking maybe 2 or 3 laps, pulling it closer and closer and closer to the kind of middle of the field, and that way we don't have to worry about if we set the worker loose that they're going to be pulling out product away and putting it too far out to where we can't collect it with the baler. Ooh, I cannot turn tight enough to prevent it from binding. There we go. Let's see. Dragonstar says, Hi Dragonstar, how are you doing tonight? Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. Hopefully, if you're celebrating Thanksgiving, hopefully you had a fantastic Thanksgiving. If you don't, then I just hope you had a fantastic day so far. So like I said, we're just going through, we're going to be, getting this pile ever and ever closer to the middle. Yeah, see how we're now starting to drag it into the field as opposed to some of it being outside. So this works out very nicely. And now we have a good defined edge that we can kind of run alongside. We're not going to have to worry about whether or not we are missing any product from this point on. I think we'll be pretty good at this point. Let's see. Dragonstar says thank you, and yes, day was great. Excellent. Glad to hear it. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Well, happy Thanksgiving to you as well. Let's see. Hopefully you had some fantastic and yummy food. I was mentioning earlier, I ate way too much. Ugh. I always tell myself. I mentioned this earlier, like I said, but I always tell myself every year around Thanksgiving and the holidays, you're gonna eat, you're gonna snack throughout the day, kind of thing, so you're not starving by the time the meal shows up, and then you just eat yourself silly, kind of thing. Nope, didn't work out the way I had planned. One of my favorite quotes of all time is the best laid plans of mice and men often go astray, from a book called Of Mice and Men. And yeah, that's often the reason why I love that quote, is because oftentimes it is very much applicable. And in this case today, it was. It was very applicable. All the plans I had to snack and to eat throughout the day and not, rely on the one meal. Yeah, no. Nope. Ah, awesome. Glad to hear that you had good food and a happy Thanksgiving. That's awesome. I love hearing it. So right now we are just working on some contracts. We're trying to get as much product as we can. And actually, let me ask you this: while you, how are you? How do I want to question this? Are you able to see the screen well with me doing the night farming like this? Is the picture coming through okay? I know it's a lot darker and more difficult to see right now. I'm curious if I need to move into the daylight kind of thing after this contract, or is it good enough to where I can continue working? Let's see. Oh, not only did I nap afterwards, I napped twice. And I am not a napper, like, at all. It's incredibly rare. It's been probably years since I've actually napped. But today, it just so happened to work out that I ended up napping twice. Like, almost within minutes of finishing my meal, ended up moving to the couch with family still here and just passed right out. It was one of those that my body just said, you know what? Off button. We're hitting the emergency shutdown kind of thing. And yeah, and then after that, ended up getting woke up maybe about 20 minutes later by my wife, and she's like, "Hey, can you help out, do a few things?" And I did those few things, and then after that, ended up just relaxing the rest of the day. Um, After I got done relaxing and doing everything I needed to do with my daughter, we got to relax time, and then I ended up passing out with my daughter sitting with me watching her favorite television show. So it was it was one of those that apparently I desperately needed the sleep, or it was the extra. What is the chemical in turkey that makes you sleepy? Tryptophan? Is that what it's called? Yes, it's okay. Awesome. Glad to hear that the picture's coming through good. Um, like I said, I was worried that working in the night was going to be an issue for people to be able to see what was going on, but I'm glad that that's not the case. Uh, I don't nap and yeah, that's pretty much what I do. If I'm napping, it's typically because I'm sick. So it's one of those that when I not only napped once but twice. Um, Needless to say, though, that I think I'm going to regret. Um, I think I'm going to regret taking those naps because now I feel wired. I'm really kind of alert and awake, and it's 11 o'clock my time. I'm in the Eastern time zone. So it's one of those that I feel like going to bed at a reasonable time tonight is out of the cards. So I might be streaming for a while. Who knows? We'll see how all that goes. Don't remember the name. Yeah, like I said, I want to say it's tryptophan is the chemical in turkey that assists in sleep. It's what makes you so tired afterwards. I could be wrong about that, but I'm very often wrong about things. But I think that one I'm at least in the ballpark. No, no, don't just stop. You got more work ahead of you. There we go. Perfect. Let's see. Yep, you'll be up to 3 or 4 in the morning. Oh man, I really hope not. I really hope not, because actually on Saturday I'm going on vacation, and we're planning on waking up really early, uh, and go on a pretty long drive. We're actually driving about, I think, like 8 hours the first day is what we're planning on. Catching a hotel and then finishing out the rest of the drive. It's going to be like 3 or 4 hours after that, kind of thing. So one of those, I really hope that I didn't just mess up my sleep cycle right before having to go on a really long road trip, kind of thing. We'll see. Keep my fingers crossed at least. Oh man, this is such a good day. I absolutely love Thanksgiving. It's one of my favorite holidays. Being able to just gather around with friends and family, have some really good food that you tend not to eat, throughout the rest of the year, kind of thing. Um, I mean, really, turkey is really, I think the only time I really ever have turkey is around Thanksgiving. I can't think of another time. I mean, outside of maybe like a turkey sandwich, like if I go to like the deli or something like that and pick up some lunch meat kind of thing. But like actual like oven roasted turkey, like it's not something I eat that often. I think it's really only reserved for. Oh no, that's not true. There's sometimes I'll do it for Christmas. But yeah, we ended up doing so much, and it ended up we didn't have as many people as we thought we were going to have, so we got quite a bit of leftovers. But we ended up doing turkey, ham. Um, we had a kind of sweet potato. Well, the person that we made it for, they call it sweet potato surprise, but it's basically like a sweet potato casserole. We had amazing sage stuffing that my wife and her father make. Um, let's see, what else do we have? I made some homemade cranberry dressing. That was really good. Um, what else? We had some green beans, some Hawaiian rolls, the King's Hawaiian rolls. Um, what else? Oh, mashed potatoes and gravy. Yeah, I mean we we went all out. It was a good meal. Let's see. Need to get a self-driving car. Um, so it's one of those things I don't trust those cars like the Teslas and stuff. I've driven in them and I've ridden in them and they're fine, but it's one of those that I can't just not drive the car. I can't just not be in control like that. It's just a personal thing, you know. It might also be my age too. You know, I'm 40 years old, and it's one of those where I don't know, one of those where I would just be extremely uncomfortable. Like I've got a car right now that has the radar guided cruise control, and will do the kind of lane assist feature, where if you start to depart from the lane, it kind of brings you back in, and it's actually good enough to where it basically does the self drive. You know, because if you're driving on the highway, there's no real, at least where I'm at here in Florida, there's no real aggressive turns, um, where the car can't just maintain the lane kind of thing. So it's one of those where it basically is a self-drive, but it also requires you to keep your hand on the wheel at all times, um, to where it'll eventually send you feedback in the steering wheel, and if you don't like move the steering wheel just a little bit, like if it doesn't register your hands there kind of thing, it then disengages the self-drive, it turns off the cruise control, and kind of goes from there. But it's one of those that'll be nice to take on the trip, because we'll be able to set the radar guided cruise control, and if traffic starts getting thick or whatnot, because we're going to be driving through, you know, several big cities like Atlanta and stuff, and you know, I used to live in Atlanta, you know, many years ago, and it is an absolute nightmare to drive through. So having the kind of radar guided cruise control where I can just set the speed and just tail the person behind me is going to be an absolute blessing. I cannot wait, especially in that area, because it's just one of those that you've got so many different lanes. You got at least, let me think, if I remember right, there's like 5 or 6 lanes in either direction, plus the HOV lane, and you've got people that are just extremely aggressive drivers, extremely just not paying attention. You get all sorts of different scenarios in that area. And yeah, the radar guided is going to be really nice, because it's just going to be kind of a set and forget and just pay attention to what's going on around me kind of thing. So I'm hoping it'll take the stress out of Atlanta, but we're also trying to time it just right to where we get through and it's not, you know, rush hour in any way, shape, or form. You know, we'll see how that goes. Let's see. Dragon Star says, "I understand. I'm 60." Yeah, so I mean, it's just one of those that, you know, technology is fantastic. I absolutely love that these things exist, but I don't necessarily fully trust them, kind of thing. And I mean, you read the stories, and I've seen like on YouTube the videos of when those kind of features fail, kind of thing. You know, I mean, is perfect example of the self-driving feature, you know, going awry. Um, my wife and I were in a car accident. It would have been almost 2 years ago. Actually, it was over 2 years ago, because it was before my daughter was born, and she's going to be 2 in February. And what had happened was, as I was approaching a side street where, in the direction travel I was going, I had no stop sign, I had the right of way and all that stuff. But on the cross street, there were stop signs, and there was a car and it was a really brand new at the time Volvo, and the person after the crash had claimed to the police officer that, you know, it's a self-driving car. It was supposed to read the stop sign and stop, and she just completely blew through the stop sign and smashed right into us, kind of thing. Hit me on my side of the car because I was driving, and she had sat there and claimed, oh, well, you know, it was supposed to stop. It was supposed to read the stop sign and all this, that, and the other. So she was basically trying to obfuscate responsibility. And the cop basically looked at her. It's like, one, this isn't a Tesla. Two, you're still at fault. So thankfully the cop was cool in that regard, and you know, wrote in the report that they were at fault, that they're, you know, responsible and all this stuff, and made the insurance and all that stuff relatively easy. But it's one of those, I never did the research to see if, like, what she was saying was accurate, that it was supposed to actually read the stop sign and, you know, apply brakes and then come to a full stop, or if it was just one of those, you know, a quote-unquote radar guided cruise control like what I have on my car, and that it's just going to register if there's an obstruction in front of you, kind of thing. That's honestly what I kind of think that she was implying that she had, but not actually a like a full-blown, like, smart Tesla kind of car. That's my guess. Dragonstar says you have ad playing as you are live. Missing a bit of what you said, sorry. Let's see. Even if a car is self-driving, you're supposed to be alert and make sure that things yes 100%. So as for the ads, it should be, as far as I'm aware, it should be cutting out from the stream and then picking right back up where I left off, or where the, what was that? Oh, the horse pasture's right behind me. Ooh, that just startled me. I'm sorry. I've got headphones on, and all of a sudden I heard the horse whinny in the background, and I forgot I had a horse. So it startled me. It just kind of took me off guard for a second there. But yeah, no, absolutely. And that's exactly what the cop ended up saying to her is, you know, hey, you know, you're responsible for this because you're supposed to be in control of your car at all times. You're not supposed to just rely on the computers to do the work for you. So thankfully the cop was, you know, more than understanding and very sympathetic to what had happened. Where is the exit? Is it over here? There it is. So yeah, it was just one of those where, when everything was said and done, you know, really happy that, you know, that one, she didn't try fighting it too hard. You know, I unfortunately had my father, he got into an accident not too long ago, and it was on a left turn lane, but it was one of those where there were two lanes making the left. Well, he was in the right left turn lane, and there was somebody beside him in the far left turn lane. And light turns green, they start kind of making their lefts, you know, right next to each other, and the person in the left lane merged and ran into the side of him. Well, one thing I'd always told him is get a dash cam. It's, you know, $50 to $100, and it is worth every penny. Dash cams are invaluable, in my opinion. Well, he ended up getting into the wreck, and the person claimed that, you know, my father hit him, and, you know, my dad said, oh no, you know, I maintained my lane and all that stuff. But because, you know, everybody was telling different stories and there was no independent third witness that stopped, it was one of those that it was, you know, his word against my father's, and, you know, nobody was at fault. You know, thankfully it wasn't a ton of damage. My father was driving a you know, big work van at the time, so there was no damage to his vehicle. I think there might have been like maybe a scratch or two on the runner board, but other than that, it wasn't a big deal, kind of thing. So at the end of the day, it's you know, no harm, no foul. But what ended up happening though is they ended up putting a claim and tried to make a claim on my father's insurance. My father then retorted back and said, no, you know, the cop couldn't couldn't determine fault, and the insurance companies duked it out, and my father didn't end up having to pay anything, out of his claim or out of his pocket, kind of thing. And my father didn't even end up making a claim because, again, it was a old work van kind of thing, so not a big deal. Let's see. So we've got the automatic drop is on. So let's see. Let me catch up with what is being said in the chat, and we'll move on. Okay, yeah, still up to date. We got an LOL right there at the end, so let's go ahead and start bailing. Oh yeah, perfect. All right, so yeah, no, like I was saying, if you have a car and you don't have a dash cam, get a dash cam. I've been saved several times, from scammers to just people claiming that something happened that didn't actually happen. And actually, my wife had gotten into an accident, same exact car. I'm starting to think that our one car is cursed. But like I said, 2 years ago, we got into the crash with the woman who claimed she had the autonomous vehicle. But then my wife got into a crash. So the scenario was she was passing by a McDonald's, and the McDonald's has basically a corner that's leading up to a intersection with a traffic light. Well, in the right lane in front of the parking lot for the McDonald's, there is the right lane is a right turn lane, and the left lane is both the straight and left turn. Well, my wife, I guess, had turned on her turn signal, indicating that she was going to go to the right and make a right turn at the intersection. Well, I guess the person coming out of the McDonald's had taken it as she was actually making a right into McDonald's. Well, she ends up pulling out and... Oops. She ends up pulling out of the McDonald's and slams right into the passenger side of my wife's car. And it was actually a pretty gnarly kind of wreck, because what ended up happening is after she crashed into my wife... Oops. Run. No, don't drop it there. Ugh. Let's see if I can kind of... Oh, the bail's right in the way. And there's a little bit right there that I can pick up too. Oof. And a tree. One of those Georgia, the jungle, watch out for that tree. Oh, another tree. Okay, now we're talking. So anyways, after this person slammed into... Oh my goodness. Stop with the... I've got to pay more attention to that siren. Anyways, after they had slammed into my wife, they had actually lost control, and there was a little embankment that led to a concrete... I don't know what it is, but basically it's like a culvert that leads under the road, but for some reason they have it built out with a ton of concrete, and she ended up slamming into that. And my wife had her daughter in the car, she had her son in the car, and she must have smacked her head against the steering wheel real bad, because she got out of the car and she was just a bloody mess. Smacked her head, had a cut on her forehead, they had to get the ambulance and all that stuff out there to check her out, make sure she was okay. And they ended up taking her to the hospital. It was just, my wife felt terrible because, her son was, really upset because, mommy was hurt and bleeding everywhere. And my wife, she's very, sympathetic to, especially to kids. But she felt really bad for the kind of scenario that kind of played out. Because it was a younger person. And, so she felt real bad, and it was one of those like, look, it's fine to feel bad, but it's one of those that she hit you, and she's gonna have to deal with whatever happens beyond this point. Because she was talking like, oh well, should we make a claim? She might not be able to afford it. She's got young kids, and it's like, well, we got young kids too, kind of thing. We can't afford to just absorb this kind of thing. She's like, yeah, you're right, kind of thing. So it's one of those that, at the end of the day, it was just kind of a real cluster kind of event. But after reviewing the dash cam and all that, there was a little bit of back and forth with the insurance company, because I guess the boyfriend or husband had called in on her behalf and said that according to her that my wife had the turn signal on and all that stuff, and that it should be shared responsibility kind of thing. And according to the police report and all that stuff, they placed her at fault, the other person at fault, because it didn't matter that she had her turn signal on. It mattered that she was supposed to yield. She had the stop sign, the other person did, leaving the parking lot, and that she didn't yield to traffic kind of thing. So one of those, like I said, there was a little bit of back and forth, but we had to provide the dash cam. And after I reviewed the dash cam, it was one of those that because I wasn't there, I had noticed that the person who came out of the parking lot didn't even stop, didn't even come to a stop. She just blew right through the stop sign. And I dealt with the insurance companies at that point on my wife's behalf, and was like, look, this is what the dash cam is going to show. It shows that she not only didn't yield to traffic, that was in the street, but she didn't even stop at the stop sign kind of thing. She didn't even come to a stop. She just blew right through it kind of thing. So it was just one of those that after, submitting that, and they're like, oh yeah, we'll take full responsibility. We'll cover all the repairs and, all that stuff. So it was just, a wild experience at that point. But, had I not had that dash cam footage, would the insurance company have been so willing to, after submitting it, be like, oh yeah, well, they're saying that, you had the turn signal on and that they thought this, and whatever kind of, weaselly tactics that could have been implemented kind of thing on the insurance company's behalf not to pay out kind of thing. So one of those that, like I said, I cannot recommend a dash cam more highly for explicitly that reason. And it's wild the kind of things that you'll capture, with a dash cam. I've captured car crashes and all sorts of just wild stuff, over the years. Let's see, let me catch up here. Night's okay, but day's better. Yes, I think that what I'm going to do is, after I'm done with this contract, I'm going to go ahead and skip to the next day kind of thing. So that way we can actually have a little bit more visuals. Because right now I just feel like there's just not much to be able to see. And I think it'd be different if I had a tractor that had the kind of multi-directional lights. But it's just one of those that, daylight is definitely better. Let's see. So I mean, we're chugging through this relatively quickly. What'll also be nice too is once we get all these bales wrapped, we'll be able to see exactly where all the bales are. We'll be able to pick them up a lot easier than how we can see them now. Like I said, even with my television being, you know, slightly brighter than probably what it should be, which makes night farming a little bit easier for myself. Like I said, I'm sure the stream is a lot darker than what I'm seeing. Dragonstar says, I'm heading to bed. Have a good night. Hey, Dragonstar, I appreciate you stopping by and hanging out for a little while. So glad that you had a great Thanksgiving. Hope you have a great night, and hope we get to see you again sometime soon. Have a great day, or great night. Oops. And I'm overshooting again. There we go. Go ahead and get me a quick drink there. But yeah, like I mentioned though, it's one of those that dash cams, I know I'm kind of going on at great lengths, but dash cams are a lifesaver sometimes. You know, not only, you know, and like I said, they're not that expensive. You can get away with, you know, like a $50 dash cam and it be good enough kind of thing. I mean, you might be with a decent size micro SD card, you know, maybe another 15-20 bucks worth of SD card. You know, you can get away with, you know, the full thing for less than 70 bucks. But the amount of heartache and headache that it could save makes it absolutely priceless, especially if you live in like a more highly populated area where, you know, road scams are you know, pretty prevalent. I know there's a lot of times where there be insurance scammers where what they'll do is they'll get in front of you and then, you know, trigger a rear end collision kind of thing. They'll slam on their brakes and, you know, make sure that it looks like you are 100% at fault kind of thing. And typically, if it's just your word against theirs and they, you know, tell the cop, well, I was just driving and all of a sudden they slammed in the back of me, you know, there's no real way to protect yourself without having that dash cam. You know, and even with a dash cam, that kind of scenario is really, unless it's blatantly obvious to the cop that, you know, there was no reason for this person to stop and that it's, you know, insurance fraud or something like that. But oftentimes if you say, hey, I have a dash cam, they're not going to stick around kind of thing, especially if they know they're committing fraud. They'll just, you know, up and take off and, you know, act like nothing ever happened. Yeah, I mean, even if you don't get somebody who's like trying to commit fraud, it's just, you know, somebody with a completely different point of view who just saw the events that unfolded, you know, just completely different from the way that you saw them. You know, having that kind of that video evidence is kind of a sanity check kind of thing is, like I said, it's just invaluable. So, like I said, I highly recommend every single person who can to get one, because it could be the difference between, you know, you getting into a wreck and being found at fault versus not being found at fault. And depending on the state that you live in or the country, whatever, you know, in the kind of laws and regulations that exist, you know, if you get into an accident and unless the cops can determine clearly who's at fault kind of thing, then it can be, you know, a complete and utter nightmare to deal with insurance agencies. It can be an absolute nightmare to just deal with things in general. So, like I said, I cannot talk highly enough of dash cams, and highly recommend. Highly, highly, highly. Let's see. So let's go ahead and... Oops. No, stop. Okay. Let's see, am I going to be able to get this whole... Oh, wow. They absorbed it all. Nice. That's cool. Let's see, let me check something out real quick. Okay, beauty. So minimize that. Okay. So yeah, like I said, I'm going to go ahead, after this contract is complete, I'm going to go ahead and skip to the next day, because it's one of those that I'm really worried about how the video's coming through and whatnot, and I don't want to make it any more difficult for anybody than it has to be, kind of thing. There we go. I think this is the last row right here, so once we get this all swept up, there we go. I think we'll probably get one more bale maybe. Oh yeah, perfect. Alright, let's just pick up these little scraggly bits, even though it's not going to actually give us a bale. But might as well get them up off the floor. Alright, perfect. Turn that off, raise that up. Now, let's see, we're going to put this right here. Just up and out of the way. There we go. Perfect. Oh no, oh no. Haha, there we go. So now we just get to go around and wrap in some bales. I'm hoping that the white... Oh, auto unload. Love that feature. Such a good feature. I'm so glad they added it this year. I hope that makes it a little bit easier to see these bales. Ooh, need to sit up and readjust. Oh, hey. No, that's not working. Come on. There we go. There we go. Sorry, I had several cords that are kind of stuck in between my recording equipment and whatnot, so when I went to adjust, it didn't move along with me. Oops, 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 oops. There we go. Alright, so like I said, so far this is going pretty well. I'm pretty pleased with how this is turning out. Definitely came up with a lot of bales on this field. I'm actually kind of surprised with how many bales we got. Yeah, the white wrap helps a ton. At least on my screen. You might not be able to see it on yours, but I can see all the way to the very end of the field and all the bales. It's harder to see the hay bales, or I'm sorry, the grass bales, but I can very, very clearly see all the white. Let's see. So, like I mentioned before, feel free to give yourself a shout out. Let me know that you're out there in the chat. Let me know that you're hanging out with me right now. Unfortunately, YouTube does not give me any kind of roll call or anything like that, so I have no idea if you're out in the audience and you haven't made your presence known. You know, just drop a hi. Let me know that you're out there. Oh, and you know what? Something I meant to mention earlier, but so to catch people up, if you have not seen my earlier stream, I was on earlier today, kind of doing similar what I was doing here, just doing contract work. And I had meant to talk about it earlier, and I think I started to talk about it, but then guests started showing up, and I had to hop off right away. Well, I ended up doing a map tour yesterday for the new mod map called, I think it's called Krayback? Krumbach? Krumbach, I think. Let me confirm that one. Let's see. Krumbach, yes, Krumbach. If you have not seen that tour, highly recommend that map. It is absolutely gorgeous of a map. I am extremely impressed with that map, which honestly doesn't surprise me. There was an acknowledgement to a map maker, Yogi, and every single Yogi map that I have come across up until this point have just been absolutely stunning maps. There's the one map in particular that Yogi created. Now, it wasn't Yogi that created this map. It just got like an actual accreditation from, or not an accreditation, but a just an acknowledgement. A thank you for their efforts, kind of thing. And there was another map that Yogi made, and for some reason I am absolutely blanking on what the map is called. But yeah, it's just every map that I've seen that Yogi has put out has just been absolutely stunning. Have been really, really impressed. And this one is very reminiscent of that style that Yogi has, even though it's not Yogi who made it. They're just kind of given that attribution acknowledgement in the body of the description. So yeah, the map maker did a fantastic job. I've never heard of this map maker before, and I have not seen, because I clicked on their name in the description to see if they had anything else. I didn't see any other kind of work that they've done. So this, if it's their first map, is absolutely stunning. It's fantastic. I highly recommend you checking it out, because wow, just wow. The landscape by itself is gorgeous. The farm layouts are really nice. Very, I don't want to say basic, but they're not a kind of, they're not overly complex kind of thing, but they do have some depth to them. The secondary farm where you have the biogas plant has a lane that runs beside the bunkers that kind of goes down into a little valley, and in the valley there's the like cow barn that's right there, and there's a bale pallet storage. Like it's just all sorts of really cool little like beautiful areas and features and landmarks that are just very very cool. So give it a look, and you know, check it out, because or at bare minimum go see the map tour that I did. I posted late yesterday morning. um, yeah, because it is just a fantastic map. Let's see, let's pull up here. Hey Saskatchewan, how's it going? When is the Gleaner S98 from Sid's Modding coming out for FS20? Unfortunately, I have no idea when, when, well, really when any mod comes out or is scheduled to come out. Unfortunately, I don't have the inside news along those lines, but I know that DJ Goham does a lot of coverage on mods, not necessarily when they come out. I don't think anybody can really ever tell you when a map is going to come out, or I'm sorry, when a mod is ever going to come out, unless you actually talk to the map or mod maker themselves. They may be able to kind of give you a rough idea based on what they've seen in the past with their mods, but it's certainly not a guarantee that, you know, something's going to get released exactly when they think it's going to. You know, it's always subject to giants and whatever schedule they have for that particular day. So unfortunately, I'm sorry, but I cannot help you with that one. You know what, let's swing out wide and come back. Oh nope. So Saskatchewan, how are you doing today? I hope you had a fantastic day so far. You being up in Canada there, I don't think you celebrate Thanksgiving, so I'm not gonna wish you a happy Thanksgiving. Unless you do, and then I'm wrong, and then happy Thanksgiving. Let's see. So we've got not too much more. We've got maybe 3 more rows worth of bales. 3-ish. There we go. Just gotta keep on chugging along and getting this So let's see, the Gleaner S98 from Sid Modding. So, out of curiosity, what is the Gleaner S98? I'm just not familiar with that particular set of equipment. Oops, there we go. Drop that. Yeah, it looks like we're on the second to last row here, so we are rapidly approaching the end of this contract, and I'm really curious as to how much we're going to get for overage on this, how many bales we're going to have at the end of this. And now the question is soon to be answered. How many bales does this trailer that we picked up actually hold? I'm really curious because it says it's going to hold 58 bales on this trailer. And I assume that it's the size that we have here, that's the correct size for 58. And if it holds 58 bales, that means that pretty much every bale is going to get picked up off of this field in one trip, which is fantastic. That's going to be awesome, not to have to make multiple trips out. But I'm skeptical, to say the least, and whether or not it's actually going to work out that way. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not saying that it won't happen, but I don't know, 58 bales on the low trailer there, it just doesn't seem right. But we'll see. We'll see. Like I said, I'm very often wrong and willing to be proven wrong. I just have kind of something in my gut is telling me, which I mean could be the massive amount of turkey that I had today. That's certainly possible. That is absolutely possible. The turkey works in mysterious ways, and it knocked me out earlier twice. Okay, so now finish wrapping this last one. So yeah, I mean, there's quite a bit of bales there. So we're gonna pull this in here. Let's take this back across the street because we don't need this anymore. So the driveway, I think, is just after, just after this tree. Okay, now wow, we already have 6 hours on this tractor. That's ridiculous. That's nuts. And operating position. All right, we finally get to see. Oh yeah, there's no way this holds 58 bales. Look at that, we're already up to 36% at 8 bales. Oh, there's a bale there. There's no. Okay. Whew. Yeah, see, 22 bales. 22. What? You liar. Yeah, see, 57 bales, and it says the smallest bale it'll take is 125 centimeter round bale. That's wildly wrong. Wildly wrong. You're getting not even, whoops. You're getting not even half of what it displays to show. I mean, 20 bales is fine. We'll just make a couple of trips. It's not a big deal. It's just, that's wrong. Hey, modder, this is wrong. Get your act together. Unless I'm doing something silly, which is, again, very much possible. Very much possible. I'm always willing to be proven wrong. But in this case, I have 100% and I use the smallest size bales. Let's see, so... Oh, this is going to the biogas plant. Oh, Well, hopefully I don't have to actually load this into the intake. That would be a bummer. Unless I can, I might be able to lift this up and down. Yeah, I'm not quite certain. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Eee. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, so the turn into... is it this? Yeah, it's this here. Hey, 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 hey. You stay back there, you. Don't you do it. Okay, so can I... Oops. Alright, so... Okay, so it does take everything. Oof, and we sold quite a bit of bales there. I mean, that stinks, but it is what it is. That's not the end of the world. But that also means that we can just take from the field that's right next door now, and we don't have to make this trip again. So, hey, that kind of works. I'm okay with that. Reset. Perfect. I'm really glad that it actually picks up off the floor as well. It recognizes that it's a large pickup area and you don't actually have to load it into the, I think it's what's called the digester, I think? No. Fermenter? I don't know. For some reason my mind is drawing a blank. Alright, let's boogie back to that field, and then like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and skip to the next month into October, and that way we can work in the daylight again, because it's pretty dark right now. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Bob and weave. Oh, gotta make our way around without crashing into a bunch of people. And then as soon as I get to the field here, I'll check on the chat and see what's going on. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Let's check out the chat. So, let's see. Jody, hey, how's it going? Thanks for joining us tonight. How is your night going? It is going fantastic. I am full of energy because all the turkey I ate today caused me to take not one, but 2 naps. And I never take naps, so now I'm worried that it kind of messed up my sleep schedule and all that stuff, but it is what it is. How about you? How was your Thanksgiving so far? Well, so far it's 10 minutes from over. Let's see. What kind of side dishes? Oh man, Jody had all sorts of stuff. You know, I'm going to start with the sides. You know, typical turkey as always, but we also did a really nice kind of sugar crusted ham. Oh man, was that good. But we also did things like mashed potatoes and sage sausage stuffing. Uh, we did basically like a sweet potato casserole. That was really good. It's got like basically candied brown sugar crust with encoded with pecans. We also did, let's see, mashed potatoes and gravy, green beans. I made some homemade cranberry sauce, which turned out delicious. Absolutely loved it. Um, yeah, I mean, we we went all out as we tend to do. Whenever a holiday meal comes around and we're hosting, we tend to kind of go overboard. Let's see. It looks like we've got at least one more bale that we're gonna have to come back here for. Jody says, "Good, great. I'm glad to hear that. What about you? What kind of side dishes did you all do this year? Well, just what kind of dishes did you do? Just full sentence stop." Um, oh, oh, oh. Oh, brakes, brakes, brakes. There we go. Let's see, 36 round. Oh, perfect. So yeah, we got one more across the street. Whoa, there's a. Let's go grab that other bale. And here, you know what? Zip. Pick that up. Okay, I'm not seeing any more bales. They're hiding. So now we'll drop this bale off, we'll collect on the contract, and we'll skip to the next day and go into October because, yeah, night farming is fun, but I'm sure it's difficult to see what's going on screen there, so I don't want to make it any harder, like I said, than I have to. 37 silage bales. That's awesome. So what is the total value of that? So we've got 150,000 plus liters in this bunker silo. That 37 times 3,500, 129,500 liters. So yeah, that's, we got quite a bit of product. So I'm pretty stoked about that. Now let's go ahead and collect. Perfect. Return the non-57 bale having trailer there. Take this up to the house. Now, one thing that I do, and I don't know if anybody else kind of notices notices this as well, but I tend not to use a sleep trigger. And the reason that is because I find that if I use a sleep trigger, oftentimes I end up missing out on contracts that, had I just fast forwarded in time, it would have stayed or been available to me. But if I skip the day, it tends to pop up for a short amount of time and then just deletes like right away. It's really weird. So we'll just go ahead and kind of skip forward. But let me catch up with the chat just real quick. And actually, I'll go ahead and fast forward and read the chat. Let's do that. There we go. So, Jody says turkey dressing. Cornbread. Yes, we did a cornbread too. My wife does an amazing cornbread. Ooh, macaroni and cheese. That's something that my wife keeps saying every year we're gonna do, and I think finally she has put her foot down that next year is going to be the day, or going to be the year that we do mac and cheese. Mashed potatoes and green beans. Oh man, that sounds good too. Is that a contract? Yes. So it was a contract. Was able to complete it. It was for Field 21, which is right across the street from the farm there. That was the contract that had all the really goofy equipment that I was talking to Cavalier Roy about earlier. They had the truck with the front 3-point link, but no rear 3-point link. Oh, property maintenance, $1,600. Yikes. Oh yeah, contracts are fantastic. Yeah, I mean, you see, we started the whole Let's Play with what, like $6,000, and now we're up to $182,000 because of all these baling contracts and pretty much all the contracts in general, really. But oh, we got a cultivating. I'll take that. Take that. No, it disappeared. Darn it. Plowing. We'll take the plowing. Oh, see, it didn't. We'll take the weeding. Yes, there we go. Now we've got 3 contracts. Cultivating, plowing, and weeding. Perfect. Let's wait until we get some daylight here. Let's see. Jody says, can't wait for the update on the map. Oh, same here. I'm so stoked that Cavalier Roy was able to come out and actually, let us know all those change logs that are, in the making. I am so excited about that. Let's see. What do we got here? It's got a weeder. That's the plow. Ooh, that's a... Ooh. How am I going to get that big thing down the road? Ooh. Okay. Well, that's a thing. Where am I taking it? That's the cultivating contract, is it not? Yes, 82. Oh. Okay, well. Yeah, I should have known that was coming. Let's see. He's one of the good map makers and farm simulator. Yes. Yes, absolutely. There's not a map that I've seen from Cavalier Roy that I've just not absolutely adored. Like every single one I've seen up until this point has just been fantastic. And it blew my mind. Whoa, there's a car. How am I going to get this big old tractor down the street? Okay. I normally don't do this, but I'm going to farm jump or field jump. There's no, I mean, I can't think of anything else I can do. I can't get this down the street. Yeah, I can't think of a single map that I've been like, oh, I don't like that, or all right, well, that's a problem. Ay, 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 what can I do? What can I do? I'm just trying to get to one side of the map to the other. Oh, here we go. There's my entrance. Hey. Oh my goodness. Yay. Let's see. He makes sure it's a good map to play on. and enjoy. Absolutely. Well, so what blew my mind when we were talking with him earlier was the fact that he had mentioned that he almost didn't publish this map. Like, that just absolutely dumbfounded me. And to think that it took over 6 years for this to start in FS19 and then, I'm sorry, to FS17 and not be published until FS22, that is just bewildering to me. To hang on to it for that many years and then finally publish it, at this point in time, just blows my mind. Yeah, I could turn traffic off, couldn't I? Guess I just didn't think of it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the update as well. I can't wait. I really liked how it kind of turned out in Glen Lathan, and I really like that it's doesn't require a new save game. That to me is absolutely phenomenal. When a map maker can put out an update as large and intense as that one is and still not force you into creating a new save game, that is awesome. There we go. So yeah, one of those that, wow, that's really kicking up some big stones for a little cultivator. But yeah, I'm absolutely stoked and excited to see that coming. It was really exciting to be able to talk to him. Um, every interaction I've ever had with Roy has been, really nice, very nice guy. Um, my first time I've interacted with him was after doing a map tour. It might have actually been uh, this map. It might have been Maypole Farm, where I'd done a map tour and he had made a comment about thanking me for doing the tour and all that. So, and it was after the tour and getting to kind of talk with him kind of back and forth kind of stuff, where that kind of concreted the fact that I wanted to play on this map. And this was long time ago when I did the tour, um, and I'm finally gotten to the point where I could circle back and play on this one. Now that so many other maps have come out here recently, um, especially that new one that I was talking about earlier, the Crumback. That one there, I'm really interested in looking into being able to play that one. That map I think is absolutely stunning in places. Like, there's so many places where you could just stop and just stare at it and just be in awe over how it looks. Let's see. Jody says, "How's the weather in Florida?" Ooh, it is actually starting to cool down. Um, One of those where, let me think. I think it's like 55, 54 degrees right now. Uh, but it's been getting up into like the mid 70s ish. I think tomorrow is supposed to be a high of, or no, that was today. Today was a high of 64. I think it's going to be like in the low 70s tomorrow. Oh no, wait. I'm sorry. I'm reading it wrong. Today is now technically Friday, so yeah, today is going to be a high of 64. So it's cooling down, and I'm really happy about that, because it gets really old really quick around here, how warm it gets and how warm it stays. And really, it's not even the heat that bothers me, it's the humidity around here. It gets so humid and so almost oppressive and how intense the humidity can be. Which I'm only, several miles away from. I think I'm like maybe less than 10 miles away from the coast, kind of thing. So it's, for obvious reasons why it gets so humid, and Florida being, lots and swamp and lots of, you know, rivers, lakes, and springs and all that stuff. So it's naturally hot and sticky, and gets a little nasty. So it is what it is. Let's see. Let's get 2 paths on this direction or on this end, kind of like what we did on the other end. There we go. And then we'll start sending the worker going north and south. And then we'll get to working on the next one. Jody says, I like map makers that talk to the people that play the map. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, and I missed one. I'm harvesting field 43 miles an hour. Nice. You using the not the Reaper. What is it called? The Colossus? Actually, I think there's 2, the Reaper and the Colossus that go above, or you're using the total height tool height control. Well, no, because there's no harvester that goes 43, so it has to be the Colossus. Let's see. Now let's set the worker going. Perfect. Now the plow. Yeah, I really like that Cavalier Roy has engaged with, well, now has engaged with me several times. Is very active in the community and is, genuinely interested in what people think about his maps, and is willing to, at minimum, hear people out as to, what they think about it. So I do really appreciate that about him. That's opening yourself up to, having something that you created critiqued is very hard, and to not let me think, to open yourself up like that, and to be okay with the potential negative criticisms and all that stuff. It's vulnerable, makes you incredibly vulnerable, kind of thing. So I really appreciate it when people can kind of step out of the comfort of their own little bubble and are willing to engage with, especially when it's something that you actually like art, or something that you created with your own hand, kind of thing. Because then you have a lot of blood, sweat, and tears invested in the project, kind of thing. So it's one of those where any kind of negativity that's brought to you is oftentimes received very harshly, kind of thing. And like I said, that's not been and I haven't had much negative to say about this map to Roy or anything like that. So it's one of those things to open yourself up and to be willing to potentially have something negative said about the works that you have done. Like I said, I really appreciate it when map makers and creators do that. Let's see. I think I messed up. Went the wrong way. That's alright. We'll just go. I'm really just kind of not caring about how I get to places. Let's see. So we will unfold and we'll just set the worker off. Why not? Looks like we got the road behind us and a good buffer on the other end, so we should be okay. And then lastly, weeding. That's at field 30. Where is 30? Ooh, that's way out there. Let's see. Let's catch up real quick. 42 today, and ooh, that's a little chilly. Woohoo! Yeah, when I lived there in just north of Atlanta, yeah, I remember it gets, it can get pretty chilly, especially compared to where I'm at here in Florida. Um, the I remember back in I think it was 2011 when I lived there. The It snowed, and it snowed like 3 inches. And being from Michigan, snow doesn't bother me. Like no amount of snow bothers me, kind of thing. I grew up with, you know, feet worth of snow falling overnight, kind of thing. Waking up the next day and the cars being buried, kind of thing. You having to dig them out and to get to school, kind of thing. Like, unless so much snow had fallen that you are a significant risk at car, you are a significant risk of putting everyone in the area in danger, kind of thing. You're going to school, you're going to work, all that stuff. It's a little bit of snow ain't gonna cut it, kind of thing. But 3 inches back in 2011 fell in and around the Atlanta area, and the entire area lost their minds. Had no way of clearing off the roads, had no way of even coping with it. So pretty much the entire northern part of Georgia just completely shut down for like 3 days. And I ended up taking my wife out. Did I? Okay, no, it's right back here. I ended up taking my wife out for a drive, and nobody was on the roads. Nobody was out and about, and it was just funny. To me, it just was another day, kind of thing. But I mean, it's all dependent on how you grow up and what you're used to doing, kind of thing. Now, I completely understand that 3 inches of snow is not normal for northern Georgia. So one of those that it was entertaining to me personally. But weeding, yes. Okay, so we're not running into the issue with weeding like we did on the last map, where it was acting like it was going to weed, but it wasn't weeding. So we are actually getting progress done. Love it. Oh, oops. No, we want to unfold, and we want to rotate. That's what I'm looking for. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas. Oh, I'm going to put the stream on hold for just a second. I'll be right back. Alright, I am running into a pole apparently. Okay, looks like they're figuring it out. Oh yeah, this is working perfectly. So yeah, sorry about that. My wife is heading off to bed, so I was wishing her good night. The Colossus pack, yes, okay, so I was right. I like when it takes people's suggestions and put in the map. That's cool. Yes, 100%. It's one of those where you'd be surprised in just what kind of really good ideas you can get from just people in general. You know, if you kind of step out of your own space and, you know, are willing to take input, then you can really come up with some really cool ideas, kind of outside of the box kind of thinking. And not even necessarily outside the box, more just, you know, a lot of people, especially like in my world, where I'm dealing with data and spreadsheets and, you know, code and all that stuff, um, it's very easy to kind of get into your own little world. And when you're trying to solve a problem or you're trying to create something, um, that you are fixated with getting it done a very specific way, or that you're really kind of, you know, kind of heads down, kind of into what it is that you're working on, kind of thing. And it's amazing that when you get a fresh set of eyes onto a problem, or on, you know, a fresh perspective, that the kind of things that kind of get opened up along the way. So yeah, I absolutely adore it whenever anybody can kind of take outside opinion and really kind of integrate it into what it is they're working on or doing. It's fantastic. Let's see. They said there's going to be an El Nino year in the weather. Yes, yes. So they're saying in around our area here, that's going to be cooler than normal, which I'm actually looking forward to. Hopefully, once it starts to cool down and really gets there, we'll see what that kind of equates out to. But yeah, we'll see. I know the El Nino effect took place during the hurricane season, and did a really good job at kind of directing all the hurricanes away from Florida, which was, you know, rather nice. It was actually a rather quiet hurricane season this year, which, I mean, not gonna, you know, I'll just put it like this: was very happy for it. Was very happy for just a quiet year this year, because past couple of years we've had at least one or two major storms that have come bearing right down on us, and I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. But it is what it is. It's kind of the part and parcel of living in Florida, living off the coasts kind of thing. Thankfully, we're far enough away from the coast where, you know, flooding and things like that isn't a concern. And actually, it was rather wild that this year, like I said, there was a hurricane that came for us, but it wasn't strong enough to where we had to consider evacuation or anything like that. And when it hit, it did bring a pretty big storm surge. And my wife and I, after the storm passed, we had gone out for a drive to kind of take a look and see what was going on. And on the opposite side of the highway that we live on, it was completely flooded. I mean, completely flooded. But the highway that runs, you know, that separates us from the coast, that, yeah, that was pretty much the dividing line. As soon as the water caught up to that highway, nothing. There was absolutely nothing. It was bone dry on one side and completely flooded on the other. It was kind of a wild experience. You ever did like doing weeds in the game? Yes. It's one of those that I could either take it or leave it kind of thing. It's nice because it is an activity that you can very easily just set a worker off to do kind of thing, pretty much like plowing, pretty much like cultivating. It's just, you know, you set the worker up and you go kind of thing, which is nice. You know, we're kind of just bouncing back and forth between these, and they're working out really well to where they're just kind of working. So I do like those kind of contracts every once in a while, where I can just kind of sit back, relax, focus on well, in this case, focus on talking and, you know, hanging out with everyone here, but at the same time, just being able to just kind of take a breath and not have to, you know, rush around, unload a trailer, or load a trailer, unload a trailer, take it out to wherever, make sure that I don't oversell or undersell or all that stuff. It's nice. It's nice to kind of have you know, the ability of just kind of turning on the cruise control and kicking back kind of thing. Let's see. So while I'm thinking of it, let's see. I want to thank everyone for hitting the like button. I see that we got 12 likes so far. I greatly appreciate it. And I want to give a shout out because I didn't do it earlier today. Want to give a shout out to my channel members, specifically my tier 2s. Mark K, thank you very much for being a tier 2 channel member. Apologize for not being able to call it out earlier. Had to kind of up and run from the last stream. Don't have to do it this time though, which is very nice. But yes, thank you for being a tier 2 member. And if you are interested in becoming a member of the channel, we have 2 tiers, one tier 1 and another tier 2. Tier 1 starts at 99 cents a month and tier 2s start at $4.99 a month. And what you get with those are at tier 1 you get access to oops. Are they going to be able to figure it out? Yeah, it looks like it. What you get access to is our early access to edited content, such as the Let's Play series and channel shorts. You also get custom emojis, custom badges, and for tier 2s, you get exactly what you just heard here. You get the ability to have your name called out at every single stream, with the exception of when I had to bail on the stream earlier. But, oops, something just popped up. What just happened? Sam Abbott just subscribed to the channel. Sam, thank you very much for being a subscriber. I greatly appreciate it. So anyways, I was saying, so yeah, tier 2s, you get a shout out every single live stream where I don't have to run away for guests showing up at the house for Thanksgiving. Yeah, and your memberships go to directly help support the channel for the growth and sustainability. So again, I greatly appreciate all my members. I greatly appreciate all my subscribers. Thank you all very much. And the memberships are set up in such a way as to not be exclusionary. I set it up specifically to where it is only intended for those who want to help support the channel, kind of thing. So that's why you're not going to see, you know, exclusive content or things like that. You're going to only see, you know, early access, but everybody is still getting the same kind of content, the same access to what is being produced on the day-to-day basis. So again, thank you all very much. I just wanted to get that out of the way real fast so we could you know, fulfill the obligations that we have for this channel. Let's see. Let me go back to the chat real quick. Let's see. Sam, hey, I just came back to the chat to see you say hi. Sam, I greatly appreciate you subscribing to the channel. I appreciate that. Jody says, hi, Sam. And Sam asks, how do I become a member? Not showing up for me. So you should be able to. That was something else I should have said while spouting all that out. Apologize for that. So if you go to my main channel page, you should see a button that says join. That join button will then give you the 2 options of joining up for the memberships. Again, it's 99 cents a month for the tier 1s and $4.99 a month for tier 2s. Again, nothing's obligated. You don't have to, but it is greatly appreciated if you have the ability to. So yeah, just let me know if for some reason you're not seeing that join button on the main channel page, because that would be an issue. I don't know why it wouldn't show up there. But I can also, you know what? I can grab a link just real fast. Where? There we go. Let's see. Think we're here. There we go. I got it now. There. Perfect. Yeah, so on in that link there, it'll should take you right to the membership join page, and it lists out everything that's available for each of the tiers and all that stuff. So, like I said, if you can, I greatly appreciate it. If not, completely understand. All right, let's check out. Whoops, wrong direction. All right, well, looks like plowing is doing good. We're kind of missing bits here and there, but that's fine. And then the cultivator. Ooh, look at that. We're making it. We're getting there. So Sam, how's your day turned out to be so far? Are you here in the States? Are you celebrating Thanksgiving, or is it just another day for you? Let's see. Let me. I forgot to close something real quick. That's better. There we go. So minimize that. Whoops. Too many buttons. There we go. So I'm thinking maybe, what, 3 passes? Live in Texas. Love Texas. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Hopefully you had a great Thanksgiving so far. Oh, actually, not even so far. It's all said and done about almost 30 minutes ago. So, did you do anything special for Thanksgiving? Any kind of nice little treats or anything for the dinner table this year? We ended up doing both a ham and turkey this year, and whoo, boy, was it delicious! Ooh, it was so good. It was a sugar crusted ham, which turned out chef's kiss. My wife, she really outdoes herself on Thanksgiving. I'll typically do like dinners and stuff throughout the week, but she really handles the holidays. And ooh boy, oh boy, oh boy, that's yeah, that's when she really shines. Let's see. Do you make mods for this game? Unfortunately, I do not. I lack the creative talent needed to be able to create mods for this game. Would really wish I could, but yeah, I'm not talented enough to be able to do modding. Um, yeah, it just is what it is. I mentioned actually several times before that I'm one of those kind of people where I'm fairly good at being able to see something and be able to replicate it. For instance, I do a fair bit of woodworking. So what I tend to do is if I see something on like Pinterest or something, like my wife, she'll send me a link every once in a while. And it's like, can you make this kind of thing? Last one I did was a really nice kind of entertainment table. Um, it's like a two-tone entertainment table with really large, like 4x6 slatted uh, uh, tabletop kind of thing. Absolutely turned out gorgeous. She absolutely loved it. But she just sent me like several pictures and she's like, can you do this? I'm like, yes, I can. And I can just kind of recreate and picture things in my head. But if I'm sitting there trying to create something from scratch, like I couldn't create that table if I didn't have something to go off of and to kind of reference, certain things and kind of get proportionalities. For some reason, that part of my brain just doesn't work like that. It's not good. Let's see. Did a ham and turkey this year. Nice, nice. I feel you there. Yeah, it's just one of those where I just wasn't gifted with that kind of artistic sense of the brain. I've got a friend. She lives up in Chicago, and yeah, she's like a legit artist. Like she can actually like make like pretty much anything like visually. Like some of her stuff that she does is just fantastic. But we're actually working to hopefully she'll be able to do this. I know she's working on it right now, but she's working on creating a new logo for the channel. So it's one of those that we're actually going to see her within the next couple of weeks. So I'm hoping that she'll have it available when she comes down here in the next few weeks. And when that happens, yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing it, to be able to render it and to put it up on the channel. So we'll see how that all turns out. And I've seen some images and stuff of it since she's kind of made progress on it. And yeah, it's turning out really sharp. I'm really looking forward to once we have it available for the channel. So keep our fingers crossed that it gets here sooner rather than later. Let's see, how is... Oh yeah, look at that. We're almost done. Let's see what else we got going on here. So we got a couple more baling. We got tons of harvesting. Some more of those root crops. Ooh, sunflowers. Several. Ooh, corn. More sunflower. Ooh, soybeans. Okay, okay. Wait. Oh, and another weeding. Okay. Yeah, we might kick that one off. That might be there. Let's see. Yeah, very nice. What are these? Oh, that's another silage. Oop. Let's collect on that. Another silage. Hay and hay. Okay. Ooh, 98%. We're getting there. We're getting there. Oh, and now my headphones are falling off. There we go. Complete. Bam. There we go. And, well, considering we're halfway done, we might as well take on another contract. Boop, 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 boop. Let's do... You know what? Let's do soybeans. Let's grab that one. Taken to the grain elevator. 112. Where's one... Oops. Where's 112? Oh, bottom right-hand corner? Okay. Let's do that. Okay, we're going to take all these out to the field. Here, let's do this. Let's figure out where the entrance is. Ooh, is that it right there? Does this take you right out? Oh, yeah, look at that. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So that's easy. That's easy to get to. Oof. This Volvo. I don't know what's the story with this tractor, but it just always seems so sluggish. Like it doesn't want to get up out of its own way. Let's see. Let's go that way. Yes, I hear you honking. I'm sorry. How dare I? Let's see. What's your thoughts in the emergency pack? Honestly, just not my cup of tea. I mean, it's something that could be cool in regards to like storytelling. So like from a YouTuber's perspective, it could be rather interesting, or from like a content creator's perspective, could be very interesting. But from a kind of the average player perspective, I don't necessarily think that it's... Oops, if I hook up to it, there we go. I just don't necessarily think that it's worthwhile. Like it's cool because it adds that kind of extra dynamic to the game, to where like you can go and put out fires, and you can go do like certain tasks that are in addition to like the contracts, and you do get paid for them, which is nice. But it's just one of those where this being farming simulator. I mean, you know what? I don't want to necessarily go at it at that angle because it's just one of those. How do I want to say this? All right. So me personally, I don't have it installed. I'm not gonna run it, kind of thing. It's one of those that um, I don't see the added value to be able to just kind of let that run in the background, kind of thing. But that being said, it's one of those that it does add that new dynamic to the game, which is cool. I do like that, but it's not enough for me to be able to be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna definitely go and download that and whatnot. It's a feature that I feel would get tiresome quickly, kind of thing. That it would have kind of a nice appeal because it's new, but then all of a sudden, you know, it just kind of wears thin. So that's kind of my 2 cents on it. Let's go ahead and park this over here. Let's see. I need to be able to hook up to this. There we go. One of those that I've said this several times. I know that there are fields, farms, and areas that are set up very similar to this, especially over in Europe. I'm sure that this is very common. Now, this particular set of equipment isn't as large as some of the other sets of equipment that I've gotten, but I don't know how you could legitimately be able to like hook up to your sets of equipment, to hook up to your header like what I just did here without doing what I did and go into somebody else's field and destroy their crop and do things like that. Like that to me, like that's farming on a whole nother level kind of thing. If you live in an area where you have to, use the biggest set of equipment that you possibly can without it being so big that you can't actually utilize it, and then swinging around in like yards and stuff, like especially over in the UK, some of their yards on their farms are incredibly small, very compact because they have to be. It's a small country. There's a YouTuber that I watch called the Hoof GP, and it's all about cow hoof trimming and whatnot. And what they show is that they go to many different cattle farms all across. Is it Ireland maybe? Now I can't remember exactly where they're located. But anyways, they go to all sorts of different farms, and what they'll do is they have a drone, and they'll throw up the drone, when they pull into the farm, and you see just how tight some of these farms are and how compact they are. And then they have this trailer that they tow along, which actually lifts the cow off the ground and immobilizes them so they can do the trimming. They call it the crush. Well, as they're getting ready to do that, they're having to get into some of these areas with a truck, with a trailer, that articulates. And some of these areas are just so tight, and like it just blows my mind. Like I can back up a trailer, just fine. But if I had to back up a trailer like this, I would put so many holes in people's walls that my truck would be just dented and dinged up all to heck. The crush would be destroyed. Like it just would not be a pretty sight. It's just driving at a whole nother level kind of thing. Here in America, our farms, we can kind of sprawl out and really kind of, utilize a ton of space horizontally kind of thing. Well, most farmers, no matter where you are, can't utilize space vertically. It's actually pretty rare that you have an operation where you can, you know, work your way up and not out. So yeah, it's just a sight to see. And and if you're not squeamish or for the faint of heart, because again, hoof trimming, he specializes in, you know, corrective procedures for cows that are experiencing either lameness or some kind of, you know, infection or something like that. So you see a lot of like pus and kind of nastiness kind of thing on his channel. But if you don't have a weak constitution or anything like that, I highly recommend it. Let's see. So I think I missed a little bit right there. There we go. Perfect. So I'm thinking that this will likely be the last contract that we pick up for the night. It's going to be about 1 o'clock in the morning my time. So one of those where I'm at least going to attempt to sleep, even though I took 2 naps because of the turkey this afternoon. Whew. As I mentioned earlier in the stream, I almost never nap. And the fact that I went through not 1 but 2 naps today, just, whew, yeah, that's what ended up happening today. It's all that, whatever that chemical that's in turkey that makes you drowsy. Well, that's also the nice thing about getting a turkey day like today is you get to eat your fill, even go beyond a little bit. Then you get to curl up and take a nice little nap. Which again, anybody who's been a long-time viewer of this channel knows that you know, sleep deficiency is kind of my bread and butter here lately. So that's also probably the secondary factor as to why I took 2 naps today. Because I was actually up incredibly late last night, working on those tours and updates for the channel. So it was one of those that was probably catching up on some of the lack of sleep from last night, and probably the rest of the week too. Ain't gonna lie. So I think at this point, I'll set the worker going in this direction, kind of north and south. I think that'll work just fine. Something like this. Boop. Perfect. Now, oh yeah, we're almost done there. Perfect. Okay. Oh yeah, perfect. You know what? Not to toot my own horn, but I'm actually pretty impressed that that I backed it up all the way out there and caught him right before he was able to take off for the rest of the field. I'm pretty happy about that. Let's see. Let's back up just a bit. So, as I'm trying to run into us. Perfect. Now let's see where they're at in the contract. Scroll up. Plowing. 89, really? I feel like that's more than 89. No, I mean, a little bit of missing here on the edges, but that's not going to be enough to throw off the contract. I mean, it is what it is. That's not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. Let's see. Okay, so let's go back to the farm just real quick. I want to see something just really fast. So we were, as I had mentioned earlier today, we had a first stream early today that got cut off because family started showing up for the holiday. Actually, it was yesterday now. Now I'm looking at the clock. But we're on here again for the second time for kind of our holiday impromptu stream. And the first time we were on here, we actually spoke to the map maker of this map, Cavalier Roy, and he had informed us that he had put out a update with Giants that is either hopefully going to release either tomorrow or sometime next week. And in that update, if you're familiar with the mod map Glen Lathan, that map basically this map is getting pretty much the same updates as that map. And one of them is the farm silo here is no longer going to be a multi-fruit silo. It's going to be kind of a more standard farm silo. So in that update, we're going to have to make sure that we get all the crop out that isn't part of the new crops that are there. I just wanted to come back here and confirm that all we have is canola right now. That's perfect. I moved over the parsnips that would have been considered multi-fruit and would have deleted if I kept them in the silo after updating. I think I'm going to keep kind of those root crops in here in these kind of bunks. I think that'll be kind of a good spot. We got 2 more here. That'll work out nice. Got plenty of storage for, equipment and all that stuff. Might not be a bad idea to bring some of my grass care equipment over here, actually. How many I got? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so, yeah, there's not enough bays. That's all right. Ooh, how are we doing here? How is our sheep doing? 315 liters of wool? That's it? Really? I want to take a look at something real quick, because that just doesn't seem... Oh, we're in the new day now. I've got to do the riding for the horse. Ooh, I got to do that. Okay, yeah, I'm producing. Okay, well. Oh, and we're at 60% health for the horse. Let's go ahead and... Yeah, let's go ride. Let's go ride the horse real fast. Where is the horse? Jump the fence. Am I missing it? Oh, there it is. In the shadows, it's really hard to see this horse. I should have gotten a different color horse, like a white horse or something. There we go. So we'll just do a quick ride until we get them up to 100%. After we get them to 100%, ooh, contract's finished. Boop, 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 boop. Plowing is done. Perfect. So after we're done riding, getting this to 100%, we got to clean them off. Once they're clean, then they'll be good to go until the next month. Yeah, should be good. Let's see, 50%. Yeah, okay. That's one thing I really like about this map in particular, is that the custom pens and pastures that you get so much extra space to be able to do this. I don't have to leave the pen or the corral kind of thing. I can just ride around in circles in the pasture itself and just be done with it. I don't have to go halfway across the map. I can just kind of hang around here kind of thing. And it's not going to potentially waste additional time, because once he gets to 100%, I just take him over to the barn, and then I can just jump off. Right there. Boom. And back in the stable. Now, where in the stable is she? Oh, there they are. Let's go and clean them off really fast. And there you go. We got a clean horse. So now, Molly, health 60%, fitness 25, daily riding's good. They are, yes. Excellent, 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 excellent. I am very happy. Very happy indeed. Now let's see. Yeah. Might as well go and unload them in the next turn. Perfect. Let's go ahead and catch up. So I'm trying to think. Where is this going again? This is, oh, this is to a different place. I'm not, I've never been to this one. Go. And there. Perfect. Turn that off. Now let's see where this is going. Where are we going? The grain elevator. I have not been there before. Where are you? Oh, this is out behind the shop. Oh, okay, okay. Can I... Grain elevator. Yeah, so it's this building here, and it's tucked away back here. How do I get back here? Okay, through the sugar mill. Oh, out behind the gas station. Okay, okay. That adds up. That works. Perfect. Alright, yeah, we just need to finish harvesting the rest of this field, and we'll sell off what we can and keep what we can. Alright, well, we're almost up to 200,000. I'm actually really happy about where we got up to at this point. We've been really working hard to get everything as high as possible, and it should set us up really good for the next episode and kind of figuring out where to go with the equipment that we have on hand. Because right now all we have is really grass care equipment and a couple of tractors. That's really it. You can see, 2 medium tractors here, as well as grass equipment. That's what we got. But we've got to figure out how to be able to move some of this product that we have now. We don't have a trailer. We don't have either a front loader, telehandler, anything along those lines. We don't have anything to pick up with. So we got to kind of figure out what to do from this point. But once we get there, we'll get there, and we now have the money to be able to do it, and hopefully do it somewhat comfortably. Love it. Absolutely love it. This has been a fantastic day. Just a fantastic day. We've been able to eat some great food, come on here a couple of times, had a couple of live streams. Just being able to come out here and hang out with everybody getting to meet new people, hang out with some of the regulars. I just absolutely adore being able to do this. Thank you all so very much for for coming along for the ride and enjoying uh, what it is what we're making here. Just it's fantastic. And again, Sam, thank you very much for subscribing to the channel, becoming a new part of the group here. Greatly appreciate you, and greatly appreciate just everybody in general. Just it's fantastic. We recently crossed over 1,000 subscribers. Several days ago, uh, almost a week ago actually, and we're still growing. We're still doing fantastic. We're already above 1,024 at last count. Um, so yeah, the channel's just doing great. It's doing fantastic, and I could not be happier with how well we're doing, how much we're growing. It just seems like every single day we've got new stuff to come on and be excited about and be happy about. So again, thank you all so very, very much. I greatly appreciate every one of you. I really do. So we got probably 2 more passes. Yeah, about 2 more passes. Got to finish this one and then 2 more. And then we got to deliver it. And then we got to take overage to the farm. And then we should be good. I think I think this will be kind of a good place to kind of start, winding it down and bringing us to the conclusion, I think. Man, so now I'm kind of thinking about, we were all over the place on subject matter tonight. We talked about dash cameras for cars. We talked about oh goodness, I mean, we've been all over the place tonight. But you know what, that's why I love doing the live streams, is it doesn't have to revolve. And I think Dust Bunny said this last night, or not last night, not the last stream, the stream before that we get to come on here and just talk and have conversations, and not just talk about farming simulator or things like that. We can come out and say, hey, how was your day? Hope you had a great Thanksgiving, things like that. It just, we get to interact around the love of a game like farming simulator. A lot of us are huge fans of this game, which all kind of gathers us and brings us together. But then we get to really kind of explore different kinds of subject matter, which it's fantastic. I absolutely love being able to do this and getting to hang out with y'all. This is just so much fun. Let's see, so I think I'm gonna actually have enough room in the trailer to just make this in one trip. That'd be nice. That almost never happens, but you know what? I need to find some wood to knock on, because one of those, I say that I might be able to get in one trip, but then I'll get like all but 300 liters into one trailer. That'll be my luck. That's how things normally goes around here, is you get one bale that you can't pick up in that trip, so you got to make a whole new trip, or you get 150 liters left in the harvester that can't be unloaded because the trailer's full. It does look like we're actually going to make it in one trip, so that's cool. Awesome. Love it. There we go. So let's take this to the shop. And it's just tucked away out behind the shop that we can dump this off. We got 15,300 liters, so that means that we should be able to keep roughly 1,500 liters. It's going to be in that ballpark. So my finger is going to be hovering over the trigger around that mark. And we'll kind of see how things go from there. Let's see. I don't think I can get there from the side road, so we'll go the long way. We'll go the paved route. That's okay. I tell you what, I absolutely love the layout of this map. Now that we're in the fall, we're in October, we're starting to see all the leaves change, and just really kind of brings out this kind of new dynamic around the map that just makes it look really stunning. And I'm really curious to see how winter is going to look on this map. I have yet to get to a winter month. So once everything kind of gets it to be a little bare looking and whatnot, it kind of makes the map feel a little bit more open. I'll be interested to see how it looks from there. Let's see. So this is the shop area coming up here on the left. Let's see, if we go this way, I think it's tucked away. Oops. Easy there. Tucked away back here. Yeah, there we go. We found it. We found it. And brakes. All right, 1,500. Oops. There we go. So it was a little slow on the trigger, but that's all right. I'm not going to cry over gaining $118 extra. So let's pull out here. Let's take this all back to the farm. Let's see, I just want to take a look. Let's see. All right, yeah, that works. That works. And let's take a look at something just real quick. Oops. There we go. So yeah, we're going to take this to the farm real quick, dump it into the silo. Again, soybeans is another one of the products that will be accepted upon the update. And let's see. Scroll down. Okay, so that is ready to complete. I just need to wait until we dump out the soybeans. And then we'll be good to go. Yeah, 192,000 plus an extra, we'll say 2,400. That'll get us about 195 ballpark. So yeah, I mean that's going to put us in a real good position for our next episode. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see how this all unfolds and how we can kind of go from here, because we've got tons of product now that we need to figure out what to do with. Let's see. So Oh, there's the farm right there in the background. You can see the roof. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Oops. Head on down the hill. All right. Then tucked around just behind here is our silo. Let's go ahead and dump this out. There we go. Beautiful. Look at that. And collect. There we go. 6,000 liters of canola, 1,000 liters of soybeans. We got 22,000 liters of parsnips tucked away in the corner over here. We got a horse that's fully ridden, taken care of. We got sheep. We got almost $195,000 worth of cash. We got tons and tons and tons of bales. 68 total bales to be precise. 37 of them silage bales. And over 30 of them are hay bales. So that is fantastic. We have been busting our butts here today and just over the past couple of days, really, because we are now on stream number 3 for post episode 2. So yeah, 3 full streams. Well, we'll say 2 and a partial. And yeah, we're doing pretty good. We're doing really good. I'm really happy with the progress we made for the kind of sporadic day that we had today. So I am a happy guy. But I think that'll be a really good spot to leave it to, because it is now 1 o'clock in the morning, my time, and I think I'm going to attempt to go to bed. So I want to thank everybody who came out tonight. I know that I didn't put out any kind of notifications or anything like that. These were impromptu streams, both the one from earlier on Thanksgiving Day and the one that we're just now wrapping up. I greatly appreciate everybody who stopped by, signed up for the channel. Greatly appreciate everybody. I hope everybody... You know what? Let's do the proper sign off. I hope you enjoyed this live stream. If you did, please show them by liking, sharing, subscribing, following, commenting, doing all the things the algorithms enjoy you doing that shows you're engaged with this channel and enjoying the content. And that being said, I hope you have a fantastic day, night, evening, wherever you are in the world. Take care.